Hi, my name is Emily. Um, I'm filming this video because I want to. I feel like that needs to be good enough reason to start doing something. But I wanted to start a YouTube channel because I want to talk about books. I don't really have anyone in my personal life to talk to books about. But for the first video, I feel like I kind of wanted to do a shelf tour because I feel like my shelf kind of explains who I am as a reader. I'm a big fantasy and romantasy reader, which you'll be able to tell by my shelves as we go through them. But I also just wanted to show off my shelves. So, for some context, I use the IKEA Billy bookcases, color walnut. I have two of like the big sizes, and then I have this like little cube one here. And then you'll see I have like a half shelf over there, which we'll get to. I eventually want to and will probably need to add the extender on top, which I would love to do. So last time I counted, I have around like, oh, I haven't actually counted for months. I think I have around like 250 to 260 books. That might be wrong. Maybe I'll count and put an updated number on the screen. I'll try to figure out how to do that. But I also don't know how to edit, so we'll figure it out as we go. So I'm gonna try and rapid fire through every single book that I own and kind of about my shelves. Let's get into it. I'm gonna bring you closer. Come on. Oh, I didn't say. Majority of the books on these three shelves or these three bookcases I have read. I will point out the ones I haven't read. All right, starting up here, I have my Cassandra Clare books. I have the Mortal Instruments here, and then I have the Infernal Devices. I read City of Bones, City of Ash, City of Glass, and I have not read City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, or City of Heavenly Fire. I've read Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess. I'm doing I think it's Cassandra Clare's preferred reading order, where you read the first three Mortal Instruments, read the Infernal Devices, and then go back. So I need to pick up the second trilogy, and then I plan on reading all of the Shadowhunters books. So, and then I'll kind of go through my knickknacks, I guess. I have a little salt lamp. I have a jar full of shark's teeth. And then I have my I also love plants. So, I have an Epipermium aureum I think this is a Snow Queen. So, or a Pothos. So cute. Right here, I have my Harry Potter books. I grew up with Harry Potter. Harry Potter was probably the first books that I fell in love with. I've reread them a lot, like a lot. Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows. And then I have a little Limax Christmas Village, but Harry Potter. It's just sitting on here, but it's the Flourish and Blots book store. And then I have Hagrid and Harry right here. All right, up here is kind of my epic or like high fantasy books. I'll try and talk through my like sorting process. There's not a large amount of like organization. I mean, I guess it's just because I mainly read fantasy, so it's kind of hard to organize by genre when you read mainly one genre. So I organize by subgenre. But up here I have my like higher fantasy. So we have Wayward by Amelia Hart. I did DNF this book. We have Dragon Fruit. I should have. Actually, I love this cover. I should have DNF'd this book though. Five Broken Blades, City of Dusk. I didn't read this and I don't know if I plan to go back to it. So it's just here because it's not in my immediate TBR. We have The Shadow of the Gods. This is one of my favorite covers of all time. And then I have Hunger of the Gods. I have not continued this series. Someone please convince me to, but I do feel like I read Shadow of the Gods so long ago that I think I would have to reread it. So someone convince me. I recently read The Shadow of What Was Lost. I have Wicked and Son of a Witch. I don't plan on reading them. I have Inkheart. I read this when I was a kid. I have this itty bitty. This is the tiniest book I own, but this is Silver in the Wood by Emily Tesh. Really underrated. If you're looking for a really short novella, I shouldn't get into every book. This video is going to be 2 hours long. It's a good book. We Shall Be Monsters by Alyssa Weiss, another amazing book. Also, I love the cover. Look at that pretty cover. We have The Way of the Kings by Brandon Sanderson, another book that I don't know if I'll ever read. Maybe. I'm starting to get back into high fantasy. I've been in my romantasy era, and like recently I'm getting back into high fantasy. So maybe. Convince me. I just read Jade City, I loved it. Sword Heart, and then we have Second Death of Locke. And then I have, you'll notice I have Jellycats. I have a, oh, what are you? He's very cute. Fuddle Dragon. I wasn't too far off. But he's very cute. Okay, for this next row, I have my Sarah J. Maas shrine. Sarah J. Maas is what got me back into reading in 2022, and this is where the obsession started. You'll notice I don't really have that many special editions or multiple editions of books. It's very rare that I have multiple editions. Sarah J. Maas is an exception. But I feel like it's not too bad. Okay. I'm starting out. We have my favorite series of all time. If I think about it too long, I will cry. So we have my Throne of Glass shelf. I have my American edition. Is this American edition? I just have the typical edition of the Throne of Glass series. I think this is just the box. Oh yeah, I do have the collector's edition of Throne of Glass, but this is just the box for this book. And then I have the UK edition here, the box set, which these are so pretty and so cute and little and tiny. And then I have a dragon up here. I think this is the Dexter little dragon. Yeah, little Dexter dragon. So cute. And then I have Harry Potter wands. I don't know why they're there. All right, here we have my ACOTAR shelf. A Court of Thorns and Roses is what got me into reading. I just love it. This is my second favorite Sarah J. Maas series, but this is really closely tied with Crescent City. But we have obviously the typical neon covers: Court of Thorns and Roses, Court of Mist and Fury, Court of Wings and Ruin, Court of Frost and Starlight, and a Court of Silver Flames. And then this is where consumerism got me, and I have this special edition of A Court of Mist and Fury, the Woe Dust. You guys see that? Court of Mist and Fury in It's Just Black. That's all it is. If the actual like pages inside were black too, I'd be fine with it. And then I have a random jar back here. Here we have my Crescent City books. So, wait, I don't know where to stand. Okay, this is, for some reason I have the most editions of Crescent City. So I bought the Barnes & Noble editions of House of Earth and Blood and House of Sky and Breath. And then when House of Flame and Shadow came out, I had the hardcover, so then I needed to buy the hardcover to match. But then I needed to buy the Barnes & Noble edition when it came out. And then I had a layover in London Heathrow Airport, and so I bought the London version, the UK version. Anyways, so we have the Crescent City trilogy series in the hardcover, and then we have the Barnes & Noble special editions. I read this series on these editions. They're so pretty. And then, like I just said, I have the UK versions. I've done one reread of ACOTAR and one reread of Throne of Glass. I reread Throne of Glass this year. I plan to, in 2026, to do another reread of ACOTAR and then also reread Crescent City. Yay! I'm so excited. Guys, I've been out of the plant game. I have a Scindapsus. So pretty. This is my Papa plant. Okay, we don't have to get emotional, but I bought this plant the day my Papa died. And so this is my Papa plant. We have like the most typical romantasy shelf. I feel like if you're a romantasy girly, you've probably read this series, most of these. Starting out, we have the Fourth Wing series here. This series is not god tier to me as much as it is for other people, but it's like a solid 4-star series. Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, and for it not being my favorite series, I do have the holiday version that everyone went crazy over. Then we have the Quicksilver series. We have Quicksilver, Brimstone, and then we have the indie version of Quicksilver. This is how I read it. Everyone hates this cover. I love this cover. Here we have the Prince of Sin series by Kerri Maniscalco, Throne of the Fallen, Throne of Secrets. I didn't really like this book. Then we have the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy, Kingdom of the Wicked, Kingdom of the Cursed, Kingdom of the Feared. We have the Crowns of Nyaxia series by Carissa Broadbent. I butcher these names every time. We have The Serpent and the Wings of Night, The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. And then we have The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. I have not read this one, nor do I plan to read it, just because I've heard not great things about it, and I just don't think I care enough. So, and then we have Six Scorched Roses, which I love this novella. Love. And we have When the Moon Hatched. I love this book. I think it's a great book. I cannot wait for the next one. Here we have a new God tier series. We have The House of Devils, and I love this series so much. I literally could cry. I read the series in 2025. So we have City of Gods and Monsters, City of Souls and Sinners, City of Lies and Legends, City of Smoke and Brimstone. I'm realizing while doing this video, fantasy books have such long titles. All right, here we have some more typical romantic series, I feel like. We have Terror at the Gates. And then we have what is this series called? I don't remember. We have Phantasma Enchantra, and then we have the Flame and Thorn series by Mariana Blackwood. This is okay. We have Empire Flame and Thorns, and then Throne of Ice and Blood. Whoa, sorry. We have the Sacred Stones trilogy, Dawn of Onyx, Promise of Peridot, and then Reign of Rose. Here we have the Ashes. No. Legends of Thesmar. I was thinking of the next series. I don't have, or have not started that either, but we have Legends of Thesmar. Thesma? What is it called? Blood and Steel, Vows and Ruins, Fate and Furies, and The Shadow of Storm. It really bothers me that these are all different heights, but then we have Assistant to the Villain. I know a lot of people don't like the series. I just think it's fun. Does it need to be 4 books or however many books it's going to be? No. But is it fun? Yeah. Am I going to eat it up every time? Yeah. We have the Assistant to the Villain series, Assistant to the Villain, Apprentice to the Villain, Accomplice to the Villain. And then I have a fake this is a fake candle. Don't get mad. And then I have a picture of my mama, but I won't zoom into that because she would get mad at me because it's her from the 80s. These are, I'm going to be honest, I put them all together because they all are the same height and it's really satisfying. These are like my indie published, like dark romance fantasy series. Love. Here we have the Book of Gods and Monsters series. I love. I'm being so fucking real. I love this series. It's another God tier series. So we have the Book of Azrael, Throne of Broken Gods, and then you'll notice the next 2 are like the Kensington versions. I don't care that they don't match. If they're the same height, I don't care. Sorry, I had to put a pillow under my knees. And then we have Dawn of the Cursed Queen and then Wrath of the Fallen. Here we have the Legacy series by Melissa K. Rorick, A New Love. We have Reign of Shadows and Endings, Storm of Secrets and Sorrows, Tempest of Wrath and Vengeance, and Dawn of Chaos and Fury. Here we have the Tales of Weeping Hollow, underrated. We have Hollow Heathens, which was like a 5-star, and then we have Bone Island, which was like I think a 4. This is Fairytale. I DNF this book. I don't think it's for me, but I would be willing to be convinced to try it again. So, and then I have Riftborn. I read that recently. I have a little book nook that I've made. Oh, okay. Just like a little corner one. I need a better spot for her. I really do. I just need to find it. We have Alchemized by Senlin Yu. This might be one of my favorite books of all time. Can't talk about this book too long without crying. So just know I love this book with my whole heart. But she needs a better spot, I know. Right, we kind of have a continuation of darker fantasy / like dark academia kind of. Also, this is not fitting for this shelf. But we have a cinnamon bun Jellycat. I'm gonna move him for like. All right, we have the Atlas 6 by Olive Blake. We have One for My Enemy by Olive Blake. Ninth House, I DNF'd. You can actually see where it's a soft DNF. Blood Over Brighthaven, I love this book. And then we have 2 editions of If We Are Villains, another book that I fucking love. So I love this edition. You know, I don't love sprayed edges, but I love the cover of this one. Actually, this gets like red on your fingers. Here we have One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns from the Shepherd King duology. Another amazing book. I call this my shunned shelf. This is like my least favorite romantasy books. Um, I don't really know. These will probably all be eventually donated. We have On Wings of Blood. This was the last book I read. I finished and I rated it a 1.5. I don't normally do that. I'm like kind of easy to please. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. If I know a book's gonna be a 1 or a 2 star, I typically DNF it. I should have DNF'd that book. No. Direbound, I also didn't like this book. Fable said that that was my most controversial opinion this year, was Direbound. Then we have From Blood and Ash. I have not read that book. I probably will never read that book. We have the Entangled with Fae series by Tisanya, Jesus, Tisonia Odette. I liked the series to start out with, and then it got bad. We have Curse of the Wolf King, Heart of the Raven Prince, and Kiss of the Selkie. I did not like this book. So I don't think I'm going to continue the series. I think there's only 2 left, but I just don't care enough. We have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I also did not like that book. We have Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I was bored. Metal Slinger. I did not like it. The Dread Descendant. I DNF'd like a third of the way through. And then we have for being a not happy shelf, we have a sun Jellycat. This is my like YA. Hey, this is my like YA romantasy shelf. Here we have Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows here, and I know they're in the wrong order. I know. But we have the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, Once Upon a Broken Heart, The Battle of Never After, and A Curse for True Love. This was so disappointing. I know they're in the wrong order, but it would piss me off to put them like this and have Ruthless Vows and Divine Rivals like this. Whatever. You know, you get it, you get it. I read Caraval after I read this trilogy. Did not like it. I have an egg. We have the Serpent and Dove trilogy. Is that what this series is called? I read Serpent and Dove, and then I didn't continue on with Blood and Honey and Gods and Monsters. I didn't care enough to. Ooh, some other controversial. Dance of Thieves. I did not like this book. Cruel Prince. Also didn't like this book. Actually, sorry, wait. The Cruel Prince I have tried to read. I shit you not, 5 different times. I just need to give up. It's just not for me, and that's okay. If you love it, that's fine. We have the Powerless series. This needs to be done now. We have Powerless, Reckless, Fearless, Powerful, Fearful. I loved these 4 books, but this just felt like a money grab, and anything now put out with this series feels like a money grab. So and then we have, this is such an underrated trilogy. We have Defy the Night, Defend the Dawn, and Destroy the Day. Love. We have Heartless Hunter and Rebel Witch. Right here, it's kind of blocked by the plant, but we have my dystopian shelf. I know having Silver Elite next to the Hunger Games is a sin, or it'll be fine. But we have Silver Elite. This book was fine. We have my babies. We have Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Sunrise on the Reaping. And then here I have another little book nook. Okay, what you're seeing right now is a dragon that I crocheted. I have not crocheted in over a year, so you're gonna see some crochet projects, and just know I have not picked up crochet in a really long time, but I crocheted this dragon. I have Legendborn. I need to continue the series so bad. Sorry, this plant's really annoying. All of his villains I DNF'd. We have the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I read Shadow and Bone, and then I never read Siege and Storm or Ruin and Rising, and I don't plan on it. And then I read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I love those books. I think they're great. The Prison Healer, Gilded Cage, and The Blood Trader. I loved this trilogy. I thought it was fun, and I really didn't think it was that boring. And then we have, I don't even know what this duology is called. We have Strange the Dreamer, which I loved this book. And then I went to read Muse of Nightmares, and I DNF'd it. And I just don't think I'll ever pick it up again. Oh, here is a book stamp, which I need to use more, but my boyfriend Matt got it for me for Christmas one year. Then we have the Shatter Me series. We have Shatter Me, Unravel Me, Ignite Me, Restore Me, Unite Me, and Find Me. I read the first trilogy, and then Unite Me, I will not be reading on. Then I have some shells over here, which need to be moved. Oh, since we're over here, I have more Jellycats. Oh, this isn't a Jellycat, but I also made this one. I have 3 other Jellycat dragons. I have the Lilac Dragon, and then I have I think this is, oh, it's so soft. I have the Sky Dragon. This is the newest edition. I got the Heart Dragon. Are you kidding me? The bottom 3 shelves are not fantasy, but we have sci-fi. We have Do You Dream of Terror 2? This book also got me into reading. Red Rising, I read this and I never continued it, and hey, I wasn't planning on continuing the series, but I feel like I will like it based on other books I'm reading right now. And I really do feel like I would like it, but I think I would need to reread the first book and then go back into it. We have the Foundry side, and then the second book is Shorefall, and then Lachlan's. I never continued this series. I just haven't felt the urge to. We have the Skyward series by Brandon Sanderson. We have Skyward, Starsight, and Skyward Flight. I have not continued on with the series, and I really, really want to, but I really want to continue on audiobook. Why is Cytonic $30 on audiobook and not available on Libby? We have the Final Six, The Life Below. We have my Andy Weir books. I love Andy Weir so stinking much. Like, I love his books. We have The Martian. I read it in this order. I read The Martian, Artemis, and then Project Hail Mary. I need his next book now. Annihilation. I did not like this book. We have, what is this? The Dark Tower by Stephen King. I never read this book. I think I watched the movie though. We have The Mountain and the Sea. I didn't really like this book. We have American Gods by Neil Gaiman. I DNF'd this book. It was so fucking weird. Anyways, we have This Is How You Lose the Time War. This book was fine. We have The Program, and then we have Dark Matter. Okay, I don't even know what to call this shelf. This is a mess, but this is like a literary fiction with a tiny bit of romance shelf. This is like my whatever. Oh god, what is in here? Okay. Up top we have I Who Have Never Known Men. And then we have Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. I love this book. This book was great. Alright, we have 2 versions of Magnolia Parks. I have not read Magnolia Parks. And I don't know if I will. But I have the UK version, and then I have like the American version. I have The Echo of Old Books. Looking for Alaska. I Fell in Love with Hope. Butcher and Blackbird. This was out of my comfort zone. We have The Wishing Game. This is like blocking some good books. Lessons in Chemistry. Beartown. I just read this book. This was the last book I read in 2025. It was so good. We have A Man Called Uva, which is like one of my god tier books. Old people make me sad, so I stopped. We have Severance. If you can see, we have Convenience Store Woman, and then A Little Life. This is gonna be really, really, really awkward to show because this shelf is like hidden behind my chair. But this is like my mystery thriller. Here we have House of Leaves. I'm never gonna read this book. Like, never. We have None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. The Only One Left by Riley Sager. The Murder Game. Just Like Home. The Whisper Man. The Silent Patient. The Housemaid. What is happening? This is a wand box. Local Woman Missing. We have The Inheritance Games. I will not be continuing this series. Then we have the Natural series. I love this series. Naturals, Killer Instinct, All In, and Bad Blood. Here we have the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Good Girl, Bad Blood. As Good as Dead. Then we have back here, we have The Institute by Stephen King. And then we have, what is this? Oh, Amityville Horror. This book was fucking scary. And then, if you'll see, in the very back, we have an extra version of House of Flame and Shadow because I accidentally ordered two, and I don't know why I haven't gotten rid of the second copy. But okay, that was it for like this shelf. I do split up series. So any books on this shelf that I haven't read, it's either like a DNF or like I'm just never gonna read it, or in the rare case where I don't split up a series, which would be Shadowhunters, just because all the spines match. So you get it. Now I'm gonna show you guys my to be read shelf. Okay, so this shelf here is on the other side of my room, and it's another IKEA Billy bookcase, but it's like the half size of the other ones. So this is like my TBR shelf. So here I just have like a plant, little light coins for some reason. A book that smells like reading time, infused with the fresh aroma of shutting up and letting me read. My boyfriend's mom got me that. It's amazing. On top of here, I have For the Wolf. This is my current audiobook, so she's just up here for now. And it's cute lantern light. Every book you're about to see, I have not read. Up on this shelf, I always keep my monthly TBR, so the books that are not right here that I've already read for my January TBR are On Wings of Blood, For the Wolf, which I'm currently reading, and then I'm currently reading The Poppy War. So what's left of my January TBR is Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. I know, I need to pick it up. We have Jade War, which is the second book after Jade City that I already read. We have Spark of the Everflame. I know, I haven't read it yet. Court of Lies and Deceit, which is the third book in the Flame and Thorns series. I don't love that series, but it's so short that I'm just going to continue it. And then we have Twilight. I love the movies. I've never read the books. We have The Weight of Wishes by Tori Weed. I really need to read this book. Actually, a girl from my high school wrote it. All right, then we have, I don't even know what the series is called, but we have A Promise of Fire and then Burn Earth, Beneath the Burning Sea. I accidentally bought Beneath the Burning Sea, found out it was book 5 in the series, so then I bought the first book, A Promise of Fire. Fear the Flames. I've tried to read this book twice, and I cannot get into it, but I've heard amazing things about the second book, so I think I'm going to audiobook Fear the Flames, so I can get to the second book. Heavenly Bodies. I also need to get to this, but I just feel like I'm not going to like it for some reason, and I feel like that's stupid. Here we have Mother of Death and Dawn, and you're probably like, Emily, where's the second one? You might not be thinking that, but you might be like, where's the second? I cannot get it. I have the first and the third book in the indie published version, and now they're becoming traditionally published, so the indie versions are nowhere to be found, and I'm not paying $200 for the second indie version. We have Nocticadia, Intimidated, Nightshade, also Intimidated. We have Immortal Dark, and then here, because I read the Legacy series, I need to read this series too. We have the whole Lady of Darkness series. Lady of Darkness, Lady of Shadows, Lady of Ashes, Lady of Embers, Lady of Starfire. Here we have A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly. We have A Dark Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I cannot wait to pick up this book. I have Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. I just feel like I'm going to love this book. Rise of the Red Hand, and then we have Cytonic. I need to get to it. But I have Cytonic, and then we have The Phoenix King, and then, like I said, I'm currently reading The Poppy War and loving it. So we have The Dragon Republic and The Burning God. Wild Reverence, The Night and the Moth. I know. I need to get to this because I love the Shepherd King duology, so I know I'm going to like The Night and the Moth. We have the 5th season. We have Sword of Kaigen. Oh, and I loved... So this book is by the same author as Blood Over Brighthaven. And I loved Blood Over Brighthaven, and I've heard amazing things about this book, so I need to pick it up now. Then we have Bloodmarked. I also need to pick up this book. And then here, I just have a random basket of stuff. I have my iPad, headphones, and bookmarks in Kindle cases. This is so random. Here we have Atlas Shrugged. This book got bought for me, and they're like, it's amazing. I'm like, it's 1,400 pages. And then we have The Nightingale by Kirsten Hanna. All right, there's my main shelves. I do have some other books out there. But they're just the Lord of the Rings books, and then some like really typical like dystopian books that I like had to read in high school that I ended up rereading in college for personal pleasure, and I enjoyed them a lot more. But I have like 1984, Fahrenheit 451, East of Eden, stuff like that. And then I also have some, well, we have some other books that are hidden away in the guest room that are Matt's books, and they're like finance books. So yeah, but here was my shelf tour. I hope this turns out okay. I feel less pressure because I feel like no one's gonna watch. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm filming it on my phone. I do have a mic though. So, like, let me know what videos you'd be interested in. To anyone who's watching this, I love you so much. And hopefully I see you soon. Bye bye.